Ready for the game, everybody? Here we go. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Fantasy Football Today, Thursday night. Getting ready for the Bucks and the Bills, and this thing keeps falling behind me. Sorry about that. That chair is really messed up, so that's why we got to keep this blanket there to cover it up. Good start to the show. Flying solo right now. Adam Azer here. Dave Richard will be joining us shortly, answering your questions. The big news, I don't know if there's big news really for tonight's game. Vita Vea is not playing, so that should help James Cook. And Dalton Kincaid is ready to go. Dawson Knox is on IR, and they have another tight end injury too. So it could be a big night for Dalton Kincaid, although it is a tough matchup. So anyway, let's get to your questions here. How about Baker Mayfield or Gardner Minshew? 6 point per passing touchdown league. You know, Baker Mayfield dealing with an injury on the short week. Do I want to start him over? I'll start Baker Mayfield. Minshew's facing the Saints, so let's start Baker Mayfield there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pull up rankings just to see if I'm on the same page as the other guys. My answer is Mayfield, and I am alone. Heath is the only one who has Mayfield ahead of Minshew. All right, so it's me and Heath versus Jamie and Dave. Darrell Henderson or Rashad White? That's a good question. Let's go with in full PPR, I would take Rashad White. In non or half, I will take Darrell Henderson. And let's see who the guys have. Do we really have to do this, or should I just have more confidence in myself? Henderson 23rd, and White is right around there. They're basically the same. Michael Thomas or Rashee Rice? I'm going to go with Rashee Rice on this one. Probably get a similar amount of yards, better chance for a touchdown for Rashee Rice. All right, we need two wide receivers here. We need Tank Dell, Josh Downs, or T. Higgins. Definitely going to start T. Higgins. Although, man, it's been a really bad year for T. Higgins. Let me see. I have a good stat on T. Higgins here. T. Higgins scored 28.9 fantasy points against Baltimore in week 2 and a combined 12 fantasy points in the other 4 games. But that's who I'm telling you to start. And the other guy I would start is Josh Downs, because I am going to buy into this slot receiver thing against New Orleans Saints. They're really good defense. I get it. But I'm a little hesitant with Tank Dell. I just want to see what happens as he comes back, and Dalton Schultz has been more involved. So Downs against a team that gives up the most receiving yards to wide receivers out of the slot. Pick a flex in half PPR, Downs, Foreman, or Myers. Finally, we get an easy one. Of course, I could be wrong, but Jacoby Myers is going to be my answer there. I'm hoping that Jimmy Garoppolo plays. Jimmy Garoppolo did return to practice today, or was expected to. So hopefully he is back for that game. And Jacoby Myers has been an absolute superstar. I think 17 or more fantasy points in all but one game. And the one game that he didn't score that was one of the games that Garoppolo missed. That was the Aiden O'Connell game. Kirk Cousins or Trevor Lawrence. So we've got Lawrence. I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence here, I think. Lawrence is at Pittsburgh and Minnesota's at Green Bay. It's not an easy matchup for Cousins. And honestly, if you think about what happened in that Monday Night Football game, you got a 10-point swing on that pass to Jordan Addison. What would have been an interception, should have been an interception, ends up being a 60-yard touchdown. Now, maybe he wouldn't have played. Maybe he would have played a little bit more aggressively if not for that play, and he would have made up for it there. But what I'm seeing from Minnesota without Justin Jefferson is a lack of yak other than that 60-yard play. Not getting enough from the playmakers around him. The running backs in the passing game are terrible, and he's throwing to them quite a bit. So I don't have a lot of faith in Kirk Cousins, honestly, and I'm probably on an island on that one there. But yeah, I would go with Trevor Lawrence and get the 18 to 20 fantasy points. PPR League, Javonte Williams, James Cook, or Deontay 4.A. Is that a new URL? I don't think so. It is Deontay Foreman. But my answer here is definitely James Cook. I'm going to go with him. Again, no Vita Vea tonight. That should help him a little bit. He's the most likely to be involved in the passing game. That's not a certainty for any of these guys. But I'm going to go with James Cook. Ooh, a grade the trade from John. I get Bijan Robinson and Mark Andrews. Wow. That is tough. Bijan and Andrews for Christian McCaffrey. Schaefer, what do you think, man? I'm thinking yes. Yes.
Yeah, I would do it. Grading your trades hard is when you can't see the full roster, but yeah, you're getting the best player in fantasy.
No, but he's giving up
Oh,
McCaffrey.
it's reverse. Yeah, I wouldn't
I'm going to do a Twitter poll.
do it. Yeah, I read that backward.
Andrews and Bijan or McCaffrey. All right, let's see what people say. Because I'm split on that one. I'm assuming you have a bad tight end. I mean, if you have even if you have like a Darren Waller or a Dallas Goedert or a Sam Laporta, then don't do this trade. You've got to be basically in the streaming camp. You've got to be Cole Kmet, Dalton Schultz, maybe Kyle Pitts, but probably not if you have Pitts, but something like that. Should you start Mike Evans or Adam Thielen, Jose? That is going to be Adam Thielen. I don't dislike Evans at all. I like them both this week, but how can you sit Adam Thielen? He's just been way too good. Deontay Foreman or Jaylen Warren in PPR. So look, Warren scored, I think, a 12-yard touchdown in week 7. He's not going to work near the goal line, most likely. That's going to be Najee. So I think Warren might have a higher floor, especially because it looks like Deontay Johnson might not play. Deontay's on the injury report with a hamstring injury. He just missed a month with a hamstring injury. So that's good for Warren. The long story short here, I'm going to go with Deontay Foreman because I think he's got a much better chance to score. He should get more touches. All right, let's see. We have a poll here. All right, that'll help me out. Buccaneers at Bills. Bills -10. What is your pick? I'm going to go with the Bucs here. 55% say the Bills. 45% say the Buccaneers. We have 166 votes. Yeah, I mean, I think the Bucs have had certainly a better year than I anticipated. They're not bad defensively. They're not that bad offensively either. The Bills are probably a little overrated. Their defense is missing some key pieces and for the season. And 10's a lot. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. I think I've made that pick in my pick'em as well. Let me scroll down and get some other questions here. Dave will be joining the show soon. Oh, in fact, Dave is joining the show momentarily. So if Derrick Henry gets traded, Tyjae Spears is a top blank running back rest of season. I would say something like 15. Still think you're looking at a pretty bad offense, but they'll get him involved. And man, he is really good with the ball in his hand. We don't quite know how good he is as a running back because he doesn't have that many carries. But getting him out in space has been a really exciting thing for them. So they'll use him creatively enough, I hope. Would you start Deontay Foreman or Dameon Pierce in PPR with Roshan likely to go? Yeah, Roshan's going to play. So this will be the last one that I answer by myself. And I am going to go with... I hate this question. I am going to go with not Roshan. With I'm not going to answer it by myself. I'm going to go with Deontay Foreman. Dave, Deontay Foreman or Dameon Pierce in PPR? What do you think?
Easily Deontay Foreman.
Easily.
I
didn't think it was so easy.
I spent an hour today watching Houston Texans film.
Oh, nice.
And I've come to a conclusion that I will announce exclusively on this live stream right now.
You want some? Oh, wait, hold on, Dave.
Oh, you're going to put some music on top of it?
Very nice. Say that again.
I have. Why do I have to say it again? Oh,
just build up the suspense.
I am going to give my take on what I learned about the Houston Texans offense right now. That's right. Welcome in. It's the actionable fantasy advice segment of the live stream. Here's what I learned. The Texans running game is buns.
I don't know what that means.
Play the music again. We're done. Thank you.
All right. So you are going with Roshan Johnson. Let's catch up here.
Actually, I have to tell you, it would not surprise me that if Devin Singletary was the better running back in Houston rest of season. And he's out there in about 2/3 of leagues. And I kind of puke in my mouth a little bit when I say those words in that order. But Singletary is more versatile. He's more agile. He seems to mesh better with their bad blocking. I don't think Pierce has it. Not this year.
Bad blocking, right? All right, let's read some
Oh
questions.
yeah, that's the first thing I thought of was Taylor Swift.
Jamie used his American Express when he and Dave go to Chipotle. Yes, those ads ran back to back on today's podcast, at least for me.
I didn't even know Jamie had an American Express.
I was I was this close to going to Chipotle today. You truly inspired me. But the question is, he needs 4, so we have to sit 1 in full PPR. Moore, Kirk, Evans, St. Brown, and Chase. Oh, me, oh my. I'm easy sitting DJ Moore here. I don't think Dave's going to say the same thing, but I'm
not. I don't mind DJ Moore. Tyson Bagent was a fun watch last week.
Yeah,
I think he's pretty good. Did you watch him?
2 air yards per time. No, I didn't. Look, it's 2 games with like 55 yards with Tyson Bagent. So I don't know how we could be so excited about DJ Moore. I don't quite get it, but all right.
But it's full PPR and he still gets a lot of targets.
All of these guys are good options, right? Let's just
I think Kirk is the one that I would set.
All right. Kittle or Schultz PPR?
Kittle. Nervous
Pittman
about Schultz with Tank Dell returning.
Sure. Yeah. Pittman or Nico?
I have Nico higher. I'm nervous about Pittman against that handsy Saints pass defense.
And then sit 1 of Bijan, ETN, Mostert, and Ken Walker.
It might be Walker because he didn't practice for the second straight day. And it might be Walker anyway because it's PPR. I'm going to say Walker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Would you drop Dameon Pierce for James? Yes. Yes.
I would.
Chris Olave or Mike Evans?
I believe I have Evans ranked higher because he's been better.
Dave, I like the chicken shirt. Start 2 in non-PPR.
I love this shirt. Have you seen this shirt, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it from?
It's just a shirt that I found one day and laughed. Perhaps I will share it when we get to a certain amount of likes.
Oh, let's check it out.
This is only the top half of the shirt. You don't even know what it says down here by my belly button.
All right, pick 2 here.
My wife laughed at that. She thought that was pretty funny. And now she's calling me cute. And now I have to answer a question. Oh, yeah, why I'm here.
All right,
I would start.
Why I'm here.
I would start Olave and Downs.
What do you think? 150 likes to see the rest of Dave's shirt?
Not what's under the shirt. That's going to be a lot more likes, guys. But the shirt itself, sure, we can do 150. Where are we at now?
98.
My wife is going crazy. She thinks this is hilarious.
Gabe
or Lockett. Lockett's not practicing. Go with Gabe G.D. Davis.
Yeah, I'm so upset that I had to basically back off of what I said. I said I didn't want to start Gabe Davis, but I'm forced to start him because I was going to start Josh Palmer over him. But Josh Palmer has missed practice each of the last 2 days. And
What the heck's going on with practice?
Yeah, he could play, but I can't take that chance.
Practice is perfect. Nobody wants to be perfect.
Would you start Pickens over Pittman and Stevenson?
I don't think I would start him over Ramondre, but I would start him over Pittman.
Rank these tight ends rest of season. Kittle,
no.
Waller, Kincaid, Mayer, Ingham. Myers and Ingham. Now,
Travis Kelce and Mark Andrew 'S not available. Props for getting Kittle spelled with a K instead of a C. A lot of people make that mistake. I will go with Waller and it's Kittle. And then, I got to rank them all. Ingram after that. Dalton Kincaid after that. Michael Mayer after that. But hold on a second, though. If it's Mayers with an S, that means you might get 2 of them. Can you start 2 Michael Mayers? Is that what you're going for? I'm making fun of people's spelling. I'm sorry. I should be above that.
12 more likes to see the shirt, everybody. 12 more likes. Dave, I did a Twitter poll. We had a question earlier when you were ditching me. Which side do you like better, Andrews and Bijan or Christian McCaffrey?
McCaffrey.
Yeah, you and 2/3 of the people who responded. I said Andrews and Bijan, but apparently I'm wrong.
I think it's pretty close. Bijan has really gotten his name dragged through the mud over the last week because of the headache situation.
I agree. Yeah, it's not fair.
It's brought his value down. It's weird. It happened, and then people kind of realized, hey, wait a minute. He didn't break out like he was supposed to. And wait a minute, his coach is doing silly things to try and help his team win and not help my fantasy team. And it's like everybody kind of got sour on Bijan Robinson. I don't know if that's going to come back so soon. I don't know. I mean, if he has a big game this week, then sure. But it's funny how that happened. Like it took him missing the game for everybody to kind of like wake up and go, wait a minute.
I don't really know.
He isn't a stud.
I don't really agree necessarily. I think people were a little worried beforehand because he scored like 10 points a couple of weeks ago. He's been a little bit disappointing. He's had 3 kind of disappointing games. He hasn't scored a rushing touchdown yet. So I think people were a little down on Bijan. But would you make this trade? Higgins and Roschon Johnson for Waller and Sutton?
No. I would want Higgins and Roschon.
Okay. Pick 2 in half PPR. Puka, Addison, Myers, and McLaurin.
Now, is this Jacoby Myers or Michael Mayer?
I think Jacoby.
I want to be clear on this. I believe I definitely have Nakua. I believe I have Addison next. Oh, no, I have Myers next and then Addison.
Yeah, I would go Nakua and Myers too. All right, we have 164 likes. So
it's showtime.
Let's see the shirt. Shirt.
Are you ready? This is going to make you want something to eat in the morning.
Oh my God. That is great. I did not know that's what that shirt said.
And then do you see the egg that's coming from the behind of the chicken?
I don't know how I wouldn't see that. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
It just kind of brings the whole thing together.
Rest of season half PPR. Michael Mayer or McBride?
McBride's interesting because he might have a window here to kind of prove himself. I will lean that way ever so slightly.
Morgan,
gently, at a medium pace.
Oh, Jesus. Morgan says Ken Walker did not practice. And you're right. If you don't look at all of your leagues for Zach Charbonnet right now, you lose at life. He is 57%.
And you heard about Deontay Johnson not practicing today. Yeah, that reminds me, I need to go through all my leagues and pull him from all the rosters that I have him on.
0. Yes.
I'm done.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb or Jacoby Myers?
I want to make sure that my rankings back this up. I do have Lamb higher, but it is not by a lot. It is not by a lot, Adam Mazer.
Who do you like better? It's a dynasty league, MVS or Tutu?
Tutu. But I honestly, you could throw them both back after this year.
Who do you like better this week, MVS or Tutu?
I think I like MVS better. I mean, he's playing Denver, so Denver.
Start 1, Brandon Cooks, T. Higgins, or Calvin Ridley?
I will start T. Higgins.
Dalton Kincaid or Evan Ingram?
I'm now going to go on a fact-finding mission to find out what T. Higgins' real first name is.
Okay. I'm going to start Evan Ingram.
Over who? Kincaid? I'm with you.
Grade the trade. Pollard for Breece Hall. I love it.
Yeah, if you're getting Breece, it's great.
B+.
Breece is coming through just like I said that he would, as a guy that would start slow and then come through as a league winner starting around Halloween. Do you know T. Higgins' first name?
Is it T?
It is not, but it starts with the letter T.
Tremaine.
No. This is an interesting name. I don't think I've ever heard this name before.
Tave.
No.
I don't know. What is it?
Tom Maurice.
What is it?
Tom Maurice.
Tom Maurice. Okay. I like that.
Tom Maurice. You said it better than I did.
Tom Maurice.
You're more hip than I am.
Yeah, I know. Madison, what's up with this rest of season question? That's cool. I like it. Madison or Pierce rest of season?
We want to make sure that our rosters are locked and ready to go. These are basically trade questions. I would go with Madison.
All right. We have a typo here, spelled Adam wrong. The funniest FFT member, Pitts or Kincaid, PPR?
I agree. Adam is the funniest. I will take Pitts over Kincaid.
Honestly, Tata Pickets. I like that. Pick 2 PPR. I'll get back to my honestly thought in a moment here. Cook, Flowers.
Honestly, it's such a
word.
everyone is so untrue. Thank you very much. Who needs answers to your important PPR questions? This poor Jack M. We just want this question answered. I would sit Zay Flowers.
One of my least favorite Billy Joel hits.
I remember a guy in your brothers and my fraternity who was just a Billy Joel freak.
Was it my brother?
No, this guy was the Billy Joel freak. He thought he was like Billy Joel. He didn't last in the fraternity.
There was a story. He didn't last.
No, he didn't last.
You hate Billy Joel, Doug. I don't hate Billy Joel. I just don't like that song. I love Billy Joel. Billy Joel's freaking great.
He's entertaining for sure. Good.
All right, we need to pick 2 here.
Hey, where are we at with the likes?
Didn't really get a huge response from the shirt. We're at 190 likes. That's not enough. It's not enough.
I have an exciting hat to wear that no one has ever seen before in the world. Want to see it?
Yeah, I do. How many likes? 300?
No, 261.
261 likes. We're at 200 right now.
And I will wear it for the rest of this live stream. I can't remember the last time I wore a hat.
Do me a favor, Dave. Your tardiness sort of threw off my lineup setting. So I'm
going to need me to roll through?
No, just read the questions and answer them. But I think I'm good anyway. But
that's fine. I already did it earlier today because I'm a responsible fantasy manager. My daughter's father needs to pick 2.5 PPR between Higgins, Olave, Garrett, Deontay. And thank you for the compliment, my daughter's father. No, wait. If you're your daughter's father, that means it's you. Oh, I get it. I would start Foreman and Olave.
Okay.
Nice job picking up T. Higgins off waivers. You play with people that don't understand how fantasy works. Hashtag. That's I don't know.
Yeah, Adam the Goat. That's a good hashtag.
No, I think he's trying to curse. Damn the goat. I think Zane was trying to say.
Yeah.
Pick 2.5 PPR. Cook, Collins, or Jacobs. I believe I am sitting Cook from that trio.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll jump back in here. Mayfield, Love, or Howell?
I will start Sam Howell. Weird answer. I know, but I think that the Commanders are going to give the Eagles a game. They usually do.
They do, yeah, they do. Even though the Eagles are 4-1 in their last 5 against the Commanders, but
I think there's been one blowout in their last 9 meetings.
Oh, not well. It's going back. Madison or Amari Cooper? Who do you like?
I will start. It's PPR.
Yeah.
I probably have Cooper ahead of Madison. I think that's how I'll leave it, but I don't feel great about either one of those stiffs.
Dalton Schultz or George Kittle?
Kittle.
We answered this one a little while ago. We said Evan Ingram over Kincaid.
What's with people spelling Kincaid with 2 Ks? Davis or Ridley?
I want to sit Gabe Davis if I can, but yeah, I will.
Yeah, I wouldn't. So I like to think about the role that Davis plays and the upside that he has. He's a deep threat receiver, and he's also an end zone target for Josh Allen. This is a guy that Allen looks for, certainly in those types of situations when Stephon Diggs is covered. And that happens a lot because Stephon Diggs is a guy that defenses want to try and take away. So Davis, to me, is worth the upside versus Ridley, who I think the Steelers are going to try and mimic the game plans of other teams this year. Play man coverage against Calvin Ridley, press him off the snap. That disrupts his timing. Lawrence is still wearing the knee brace. I think he's going to want to try and get that pass out as soon as he can. That works against Ridley. That works for Christian Kirk.
Yeah. All right. Fine. I mean, it's just look at what Gabe Davis is doing lately, and additionally,
6 for 100 and a touchdown a few weeks ago. Josh
Allen in his last 2 games, 2 of 13 on deep balls, 20 or more air yards. And he's got the shoulder, but he doesn't have a shoulder thing, right? That's what we said.
Was he on the injury report this week?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The other side to it, and this is why I was a little hesitant to start James Cook earlier, that Bucs run defense, I know they don't have Vita Vea, but it's still pretty good. It should still be pretty good. And so I think that Josh Allen will need to throw.
I think I'm starting Gabe Davis in 4. I'm starting Gabe Davis in 4 leagues. 4 of 11 leagues.
Are there any let me ask you this question, and this is something that we don't really talk a lot about on our show. When you're in so many leagues, do you ever try and diversify a little bit? This is a personal thing.
Yeah.
Do you
Early
insist on starting the best players you have no matter what?
Oh, you mean on
do
a
you look
weekly
in and see, oh, I've got Gabe Davis in 4 leagues. Let me see if I can find somebody else to start over Davis in at least 2 of the leagues. So that way, if Davis goes off, hey, I'm good to go in 2 of the leagues. And if Davis stinks, hey, I'm still doing well in 2 of the leagues.
It's a great question. I do. I mean, look, I wouldn't do that for a stud or a must start or anything, but yeah, like a guy I'm struggling with, I think I would do that. It's just my options are KJ Osborne over Gabe Davis. Bad options basically.
All right, guys with no upside.
Like I said, I would have started Josh Palmer over him, but I can't take that risk. I would start Tyler Lockett over him if Lockett plays, but I can't take that risk.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I don't love Lockett that much anyway, so I'm stuck with Gabe Davis.
He loves you.
We'll see what happens. There are worse players to play. I mean, he's Josh Allen's number 2 guy. Okay. Garrett Wilson or Nico Collins?
I will start Nico over Garrett Wilson.
Cook or Foreman, PPR?
Cook over Foreman.
Start 2. Zach Moss, Foreman, Sanders.
Foreman for sure. My condolences for the rest. I believe I have Sanders over Moss.
Okay. Full PPR, Bourne, Rice, Thomas.
Emoji. I will start Bourne and Rice.
Okay.
I like what I've seen from Kendrick Bourne over the last couple of weeks for PPR league play.
Kirk or Rashad White?
Kirk. Rashad White cannot run.
Need to drop 1. Brian Robinson, Rashee Rice, Devontae Smith, Josh Downs.
Why do you need to drop 1? Meaning you can't make a trade. You can't do a 2 for 1. This is really happening. Look, none of these guys play tonight, Lyle. So don't be in a hurry to drop these guys. Try and work a deal.
No, he might have to do it to get a legal lineup before the game. So,
right, but you might be able to have the legal lineup before Sunday. On our site, that's how it works. If your lineup is illegal on Thursday, that doesn't mean you get a 0 for the week. Consult your commissioner before you move forward. If you had to drop one of these guys, I think I would drop Downs, especially if it's half or non-PPR.
Well, the one I wouldn't drop is Devontae Smith. That one's not an option.
No chance. And I don't think you should drop Brian Robinson either.
Damian Pierce or Rashad White, PPR?
I'll start White, who can't run, but neither can Pierce.
Sit 2 of these guys. Downs, Deontay. Let's go ahead and assume we're sitting Deontay because he hasn't practiced.
Yeah, it would be Deontay and Miles Sanders for moi.
All right. Gabe Davis tonight or Darrell Henderson, Michael Thomas or Charbonnet?
I'm going to go with Davis. Remember, when you start Gabe Davis,
Wait a second. You are eliminating your possibility of starting Charbonnet, right? So wouldn't you just wait and at least give yourself that chance?
You could do the same thing with Gabe Davis in the league where you've got Lockett and in the league where you've got Palmer.
No, because then I'd have to... No, because what if Lockett doesn't play? What if Palmer doesn't play?
Then there's got to be somebody else that you can use.
Josh Reynolds. I'm not doing that. I'd rather start.
Awesome. You love Josh Reynolds.
What I'm saying is
Josh Reynolds is a good matchup.
If I told you Ken Walker were out, Charbonnet would be your answer here.
Yes, that's true.
So I don't think there's a huge difference between Davis and Henderson, let's say, or even Thomas.
There could be a pretty huge difference between Gabe Davis and those guys.
There could be, but
I get the risk. Let's also not forget that the Seahawks are taking on the Browns. It's a pretty tough matchup for a rookie running back in his very first game.
Where do you have Gabe Davis?
His first game as a rookie. The first game as a main guy.
Where do you have Gabe Davis ranked?
Top 30. Same place I have him ranked every week.
Okay, same thing we try to do every night, Pinky.
How many likes do we have now?
Oh, I forgot about that. 262.
It's hat time.
Fire up the hat. Let's go. All right, I'll try to answer this one. Dell or London? I'm going to go with Drake London. McLaughlin or Pierre Strong? Oh, that's a good question. I'll go with McLaughlin. And
what if I just never come back?
Yeah, I'd go with McLaughlin and London.
What if I just walk away and Adam's sitting there alone for the whole rest of the show?
I already did 10 minutes without you.
So do another. How many more minutes do we have of this?
9.
Dun 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 dun. How do you like my hat?
What the hell is that?
This is my daughter's homemade hat.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Hold on a sec. Hillary, I'm wearing your hat on the show. The flounder one. She's dressing as Flounder for Halloween. This is her hat that she's wearing.
That's good.
We're going under the sea, if you catch what I'm saying.
That is
or if
very
you catch
good.
fish.
I mean, it really is the best. It's the best Disney movie, right?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that for a little bit.
I love Dave. Warren or White. You're gonna stretch out the hat.
Yeah, and I have a humongous head, so it's going to be a problem for my daughter. I better like kind of lift it up a little bit in the back there. I will go with White over Warren. Do you hear that?
I hear it. Yeah.
We're going to get sued now by Disney. Thanks, honey.
Would you start Cook?
Her eyes got so big. She was like, oh my gosh.
Start James Cook or pray for Ken Walker to play?
We could do a prayer circle amongst us if you'd like. I think you have to play it safe.
I've been watching a lot of the child's play movies where they do like the voodoo chant to try to get into the body of something. So I could do that. I think I've pretty much got that down. Madison, Pierce, Hunt, or Henry? Who are we sitting?
I would sit Kareem Hunt.
Maybe I'm crazy, but this feels like
maybe not. Maybe I'll pick Hunt and sit Pierce. I think I might. I'm really down on Pierce.
Yes, please trade Ridley for Bijan.
Why? Oh, to get Bijan?
Yeah.
Not why. Do it. I want to ask you a hypothetical question, Adam. Let's say your son Andrew is a teenager and he calls you one day and says, "Dad, I just bought a Miami Hurricane shirt." You'd say,
"How much did that cost, young man?" No, I'd say, "Very cool. Let me see it."
And then he brings home the shirt and the front of the shirt says, "Blank around and find out."
What?
But it isn't blank. It's the phrase.
That's the shirt
in orange and green.
What?
I would show it if I knew that we wouldn't get in trouble, but I think I just described it pretty accurately.
Don't do that. That's very funny. Grade the trade McCaffrey for ETN and Lamb.
This is a better deal than the one that we talked about earlier with Bijan and Andrews, but it's not by much. But no, I've bought into ETN. I think he's the stud. I think this is a good deal.
Okay. Let's see. Someone keeps spamming us with their caps lock, so let's get this out of the way. Tank Dell or Rashee Rice already starting Nico.
I would start Rashee Rice.
That's another kind of thing we haven't talked about, like hypothetical. Well, this isn't so hypothetical. This situation where I feel like one of Collins and Dell will have a good game. Maybe both. So possible. You lock that in. You say, I'm going to use these two spots that almost guarantee one good game out of these guys.
I think that Schultz could also become a factor. I think what we'll see, first of all, Schultz was winning downfield in the games without Dell. It was kind of exciting. And I think they're excited about Schultz. I think we'll see Collins. I think Collins is going to have a great game because that Panthers secondary, especially on the outside, not good. And he's bigger than them. I think that Dell can win on some deep throws, but he won't get a lot of them. And Schultz could be a winner in the red zone. Could all three be great? No, but I think it's going to be Collins and Dell or Schultz. So maybe you're right with your theory.
Dave, do you want to say goodbye to our colleague who's stepping down today? Is his last?
Yeah, I mean, I already emailed him. Are we bringing him on the show?
We should give him a shout out on the air. He's been a very important member of the staff.
Jamie, it's been a pleasure working with you. We will miss you tremendously. No, sure, let's do it. For over 20 years, George Maselli has been an editor for first CBS Sportsline, then CBS Sports, all the iterations of our company's main website. And I would say close to about 10 years ago, maybe even longer, he came to our department and he's been an editor. He's literally read everything we've written for the last decade. And he's going on to new projects and more fun stuff in his life. And he's just, I consider him one of the most selfless people at our office because of what his job was as an editor. So cheers to George. I don't have anything to cheers with. My frozen yogurt's in the freezer. Cheers to George for spending so much of his time helping people become better writers and for helping people understand what we've been trying to say. Like he's turned my words around into, better sentences for a long, long time. And he even gave me some suggestions on stuff for fantasy as he left. So he may have a growing impact on our site. Not goodbye forever. I'm sure I'll talk to George down the line. And one last thing that we should remember about our friend George. He loved to trade in fantasy.
Oh, I loved it. The best. Yep.
He was not afraid to make deals. He had conviction in his players that he wanted. And he would look at the trade chart, and I think he'd try and give more than what the trade chart said, just so he could get the players he wanted.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to go a little bit longer here to get some of your questions in there, but that was necessary because George is the man. He's been a huge part of our team.
Thank you, George.
So, we will miss you, George, and stay in our league so we can keep making trades. Nico or Addison? And yes, Tyreek Hill says he's going to play.
Tyreek should play. I believe I have. Let me double check this, Adam. But I think I have Nico over Addison. I didn't want to overreact to Addison's big week last week. And if Green Bay is going to get Jair Alexander back, then I think their secondary will be pretty good.
All right. Who should I trade Gibbs and Thielen for Etienne Eckler? So you would trade
one of those. Oh, okay. You'll get one of those guys. I would get Etienne.
Okay. Nice shirt, Dave. Rashad White or Deontay Foreman.
Play it.
Wait, I got to do better than that. Rashad White.
No, Foreman is who you're starting.
I'd go Rashad White.
Why would you go with Rashad White for anything?
I don't understand. Like, does everybody remember when Deontay Foreman had 7.7 fantasy points 2 weeks ago?
You don't think Rashad White's giving you 7.7 at some point this year?
He's bet if we were lucky. All right, you know what? Fine, Foreman.
I don't think Roshan's going to come back and take away a ton of Foreman's work. And by the way, Foreman played just 50% of the snaps last week. Huh?
Well, it's because he left in garbage time. He was playing more than that.
James left in garbage time.
You garbage. Your hat. James Cook, Ridley Stevenson, or London. Pick one.
Made this hat. How dare you?
I like James Cook. I'm going with James Cook here.
You're going to go with Cook over Stevenson? I would rather have Stevenson.
Okay.
And I think I might rather have London too. To answer the earlier question, I have Collins ranked ahead of Addison.
Would you trade Keenan Allen for Chris Olave and Dallas Goedert? Interesting.
It's a nice haul for Keenan Allen. I think you should probably be a little greedy, though. Maybe ask for a little bit more. I know Allen had a bad game last week, but he's
yeah.
Really,
I don't think I do that.
Football player, he's good.
Maybe we'll get a startable player out of McBride. Please rank Lamb, Olave, Flowers in PPR this week.
You just did.
PPR, pick one: Pierce or Deontay Johnson.
If Johnson plays, I will happily start him over Pierce.
Howell or Stevenson, Superflex, half PPR.
What do you think people are thinking who are just now tuning into the stream and see this thing on my head? Stevenson. Oh, no. Howell.
Howell. Okay.
Howell at the moon. I'm sure I'm the first person to ever say that about Sam Howell's name.
All right. I think we are too late for this one, but who would you start here? Dell, Gabe, or
Gabe? Gabe.
And last one, Evans or Collins?
Michael Jarrell Evans. I don't know if that's spelled. I just made it up.
Do you know who the son of Jarrell is?
No.
Superman. His dad's name is Jarrell.
The pool guy that we're working with these days is named Jarrell.
I don't think that's Superman's father. Okay,
It would be
folks.
pretty cool if it was.
Yeah, it'd be a lot cooler if it was.
Now I'm looking up Mike Evans' middle name. This is something I should know. I kind of know Mike.
That's not something you should know. Who says that? I really should know Mike
His
Evans.
middle name is Lynn. Michael Lynn Evans.
All right.
From Galveston, Texas, home of my mom.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day and good luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow with Starter Sit for the NFC home games and a recap.
We didn't start the fire. Blah, 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 blah.
You're the new one.
Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, everybody plays in a dome. Blah, 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 blah,
Okay.
everybody rocks.